All right, guys. So your task for the class simulation is going to be to produce food and clothing. So those are the two goods in your two-good economy. So we're going to simulate what a piece of clothing is using this blue piece of paper, okay? We're going to take 3 different folds to it. Our first one's just going to be a fold across the middle, okay? Then a fold across the middle for a second time. And the third fold is going to create your piece of clothing, okay? So however you divide the labor, whatever specialized tasks you take is fine, but this has to make it through the assembly line and as a delivered finished product into the glass jar, okay? That's one piece of clothing using the blue paper. Using the yellow paper, our second good is going to be food, okay? And here we're going to do just 2 folds, one diagonal and one across the middle. So the first fold is going to be diagonal, just to make a triangle, and then through the middle. So it resembles somewhat a piece of cheese, right? And that's going to make it in the delivered, the finished product will be delivered into the glass container. All right, so you will be timed, so your resources are going to be yourselves, okay? The pieces of paper that have been made available to you, okay? And you can specialize tasks in any way you like. You are constrained to a 30-second interval, okay? So your economy must produce in this time period, all right? So you guys can take a minute to discuss your goals and let me know when you're ready for the timer. We're going to start with a round of purely clothing, okay? That implies that you'll only be using the blue pieces of paper.
We're gonna have one of us folding, and then
one person
just all puts them all in. We just don't
right.
inside.
Or you can press them together and then come on at the end.
But
Well,
I
I was
think if
thinking
we just all grab paper.
us two do like one and
That's
then
actually a
do
good
one.
idea. Yeah, like one type of fold.
Well, it's not the same type of fold.
Yeah, but then we're passing off, wasting time passing off.
Well,
Right.
I'm passing it down to you,
Oh, okay.
so I'm like not really wasting time.
It's going to be wasting time waiting for the first
Right, that's
person.
what I think. I mean, we're all probably adequate to fold, hopefully.
Like
If we
if
can't,
we
then
all-
we'll figure that out. And then,
You guys should
all
just
just
half and
fold.
half. So
That's
how about-
good. So some things that are coming out of this discussion is to try to minimize waste, right? So we know that the goal of the PPF is to maximize efficiency, okay? The other piece is specialization of labor, which you can see might come from a little learning by doing, right? We might not know right off the bat. So why don't we get started with the first round? I'll give you a 5-second countdown.
I'll do the first fold and you do.
We're going in
the
5,
second and third? Yeah,
Four.
sure. That sounds good.
3, 2, and start. So it looks like the method of choice has been for each person to do the 3 folds on their own. And then we have Ruben at the end making sure that all are delivered safely and a little inspection is taking place as well. Very good. You guys have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it. Okay, good. So let's check it out. Unfortunately, some didn't make it to the truck. Okay, so here we have production of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of clothing. Okay? All right.
Go.
Okay. So if we were to construct our production possibility frontier, we know we have 2 goods. We'll put clothing on the y-axis, and we'll put food on the x-axis. Having just completed 1 round with purely clothing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dedicating all resources to clothing, we have 8 units produced. Good.
Ah. You have low battery.
That's okay.
I don't know if I stopped it.
All right, guys. So in the second round, you're going to purely produce food. Okay, so this means you only need to make use of the yellow pieces of paper. If you're all ready, I'll give you the countdown. You want to discuss any strategy?
Yeah, we're
No,
gonna.
I think
We should do this all around.
pass this down
Yeah, you think?
because they're 2 different folds.
Okay.
Yeah.
One's-
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Sure.
Wait,
No, you're right.
I'll do that.
Fold in half. Yeah, you
Yeah,
fold it
fold
across
diagonal.
and then in half. Okay.
Yeah.
Diagonal and
All right. And then pass
So,
it on to
so
do
you're just
half.
going to go like this, and then fold it in.
this way.
Yeah.
So can we do the first one?
Yeah, you guys good?
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
You wanna try a
5,
couple?
4,
Yeah, all right.
Which gets
3,
strong to you?
2, 1, and go. All right, so you have 30 seconds on the clock. This is a round purely of food production. So I think we're missing one fold in some of these. Some of them only have the diagonal fold, it looks like that.
And then
one
in
there.
half, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, good, good. All right, we're already at 20 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. Okay. Okay. All right. So here in the production of food, all right, yeah, no, they're all done properly. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. So what do you think owed to your success? Was this just an easier task, or did something else happen?
Less folds. So it'd be a
Fewer
little more
folds?
efficient. Yeah, so I feel like it'd be more efficient to do, 2 folds instead of 3. So.
Okay, so an easier task, just
Yeah.
easier to produce this particular product. What else? Were some of you very good with a diagonal fold?
Diagonal
Wishing board?
fold's easier to grab the paper.
Yeah, so easier to grasp with paper, so the specialized task, that particular
I
task
think it's
easier to do?
easier to just delegate
Yeah.
who's doing what, just because there's only 2 folds as opposed to 3.
And
Okay,
they're not all the
And we
same
only have
types.
to, yeah.
And they're not all the same type of fold. So one's in diagonal, one's in half. So I feel like you can differentiate between
so
the people.
easier
It's
to specialize.
Right, instead of like moving your hands all around and fold it in half and then fold it diagonally or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, good, all good points here. So let's put the food on the PPF.
Go.
Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pieces of food. So when you had dedicated all your resources to the production of food, you were able to produce 17 pieces with the same time restrictions.
3 seconds. You should be able to.
All right.
Is it 4 total or? Oh yeah.
All right.
it's
Four.
4.
It's just
All right,
4.
so this round we're going to produce some of both goods, okay? So what your task is you're going to produce 4 food and the rest clothing, is that correct?
4 clothing, the rest.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, third round, 4 clothing, right? So 4 blue pieces of paper should make their way into our glass jar, and the rest will be food. Okay, so you'll have 30 seconds on the clock. Anything you want to discuss prior to starting?
I think we're good.
We should we're all set.
Do you think he's
Yeah.
going to be able to do 4, seeing as we each just did 2 in 30 seconds?
We'll give him a
We'll
shot.
find out.
We'll give him a shot.
Do we
I think
have
so.
to do 4?
Yes.
What happens if we don't do 4?
All right, then I'll start off with
Then
1.
we're.
I'll start off with 1, and then he'll make them.
Yeah.
And then he'll make 3.
One, two.
Yeah, I'll stick.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Then
a
then
good
he'll make
question.
2.
What if
Right.
I haven't seen that before? We would still get a point on
5.
there, but you know,
We're
you
fine, we're fine.
you
Yeah,
know,
but let's just make sure it's a guarantee.
you'd all be fine.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. Okay, so it seems like on either side of the table we have 2 food producers. We've left Ruben alone with clothing.
No.
All right, he's done all 4. Okay, good,
Yep.
good. All right, 10 seconds left, guys.
Pro.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, good. So it seems like the division makes sense.
But,
So did you feel like the division of labor there was purely efficient? Ruben ended a little early, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe in the next round, sort of having access to, what's the backup plan going
More
to be?
food.
Yeah, so we maybe underestimating one of our resources talents in the sense that could do more than you set out. So, maybe
You did
then,
like 2 in 10 seconds, Ruben. That's not bad.
yeah, you could have hoarded some of the yellow paper or whatever. So we got the 4 down. We got the 4 pieces of clothing. Great. All right, beyond the 4 pieces of clothing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15
okay.
pieces of